Hello there, how are you? Right, I just wanted to give you some top tips, and this is basically as well as the top tips that we're doing for Cambridge speaking, but this one is about linkers, and I don't want this to be very long because I want to just give you some quick top tips that you can apply to both your Cambridge speaking and your normal English speaking in everyday situations. So this top tip is about linkers. Now, linkers are something that a lot of people get confused about and worry about using, but you really don't need to do that. Our sort of advice, basically, is that try not to think about the linkers after you worry about the topic that you're speaking about. Try to put in place a few fixed linkers that you use in lots and lots of situations. Now, what happens is, those linkers, what they do is they focus your way to speak. They guide you. They give you a platform so that you can speak. A lot of people think about it the opposite way. They think, right, what is the subject that I need to speak about? It's technology or sport or relationships or families or whatever. And then they think, right, this is the vocabulary that I want to use. And after, they think about linkers. I would like you to do the opposite. Always think about 3 or 4 linkers when you speak about everything. Now, as I said, these linkers, they focus your attention or guide you to speak in a particular way. We like to give people our top 4 linkers, all right? These linkers are as follows. They are obviously, in particular, for instance, and in other words. Now, those 4 linkers are quite basic. They're not very difficult, but what they do is when you use those linkers and when you eat them, when you say them, it makes you use particular vocabulary or speak about something in a very particular way. I'm going to give you an example or a few examples. Now, sometimes in classes in For Real English, we give people those 4 linkers and we say, right, you now have 1 minute to speak about an object, and that object could be a pen, or it could be a book, or anything. Now, it doesn't really matter what the object is. The point is, you've got to try to use those 4 linkers. I'm going to give you an example just of how to use those 4 linkers. And remembering that if you're doing a Cambridge exam or any other exam, using linkers will score you more points. And of course, that is the big deal. That's what you want to do. But also, in your general English or conversational English, when you're speaking to people and trying to communicate, linkers are really helpful. So let's not try to forget them. Here we go. I'm going to speak about this pink highlighter pen for less than a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those 4 linkers. Here we go. Right. Okay, well, obviously, this is a highlighter pen, and in particular, it's a pink highlighter pen. How pretty. That's wonderful. Now, these highlighter pens can be used in lots of different situations. For instance, if you're a teacher, you can use these pens to highlight important things, or maybe if you're a student, you can use these with your books and you can highlight things that you want to try to remember. In other words, these highlighter pens are really, really useful. How easy was that? Really easy. So basically, just trying to use these 4 linkers, which again are obviously, in particular, for instance, and in other words, will help you score more points and also just make you sound a little bit more natural when you speak English. Okay, that's more or less it. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.